My elder brother paid my school fees for 3 years. I thought he loved me until I overheard him and our pastor planning my sacrifice. My name is Shinedu. For 3 years, everyone in my village called my brother a hero. After our father died, my mother couldn't afford to keep me in school. She sold roasted corn by the roadside, washed clothes for neighbors, and sometimes went to bed hungry just so I could eat. I had already accepted that my education was over. Then my elder brother, Emeka, returned from the city. Without hesitation, he paid my tuition every semester, every acceptance fee, every departmental levy. Whenever I cried and thanked him, he would place his hand on my shoulder and smile. Just become somebody. That's all I ask. The whole church admired him. Our pastor used him as an example during sermons. If only every elder brother loved like Brother Emeka, people clapped. My mother cried tears of gratitude. I did too. I never knew those tears were preparing me for the greatest betrayal of my life. The church we attended was the largest in our local government. Our pastor was feared as much as he was respected. People believed he could see visions. He claimed demons fled whenever he prayed. Politicians visited him. Businessmen sought his blessings. Even the sick traveled long distances just to receive his prayers. To everyone else, he was a man of God. To me, he was like a second father. Whenever I came home from school, he would always ask, "How are your studies?" I thought he genuinely cared. I was wrong. Everything changed during the Easter revival of my third year. The service ended late. Heavy rain flooded the roads. So many members slept inside the church. Around 2 a.m., I woke up because I heard whispers coming from the pastor's private office. I wasn't trying to listen. Then I heard my name. I stopped walking. My brother's voice came first. "Everything is ready." The pastor replied calmly, "Good." The third year, as we completed exactly as instructed, my heart skipped. Completed what was completed, the pastor continued. After Sunday's Thanksgiving service, bring him to the prayer room. The altar has been prepared. My brother didn't answer immediately. Instead, he sighed, a long, painful sigh. Then he asked quietly, "Must it really be him?" The pastor laughed, not loudly, just enough to make my blood run cold. "You knew the price before you started paying his school fees." My legs became weak. The pastor continued, "A firstborn pays with money, the lastborn pays with blood." My mother's voice suddenly interrupted. She had been crying. "Please, Pastor, he is my son." The pastor's tone instantly changed. Cold, heartless. "Then prepare to lose both sons instead." Silence filled the room. Then my brother whispered something I will never forget. "Forgive me, Shinedu." I covered my mouth to stop myself from making a sound. The pastor spoke again. "When he kneels before the altar, don't let him suspect anything. The church members will think we are conducting a special Thanksgiving prayer. By sunrise, the covenant will belong to me forever." I couldn't hear anymore. I ran. I didn't return home. I hid inside an abandoned classroom until morning. Every smile I had ever received from that pastor replayed in my head. Every prayer, every handshake, every sermon, every God bless you, it was all a lie. For days, I secretly searched through my late father's belongings inside an old metal box beneath his bed. I found a journal. It revealed the horrifying truth. Years earlier, our father had borrowed money from the pastor when our family lost everything. The pastor refused repayment in cash. Instead, he introduced my father to a hidden ritual practice beneath the church. He promised prosperity. All he demanded was a future offering. My father agreed without understanding what it meant. When he discovered the truth, he tried to expose the pastor. 3 days later, he died suddenly. Everyone called it a mysterious illness. According to the journal, it wasn't the pastor. The pastor had built his church on fear. Behind the altar was an underground chamber no ordinary member had ever seen. Every few years, someone disappeared. The church always announced they had relocated overseas for ministry. No one questioned it. No one dared. I decided to disappear before Easter Sunday. But before I could leave, my brother found me. He didn't shout. He didn't drag me home. He simply knelt before me and cried. For the first time in my life, I saw Emeka break. I wanted to save you. I swear I did. I thought if I obeyed him long enough, he would release you. Instead, he kept changing the conditions. I stared at him in disbelief. Then, while keep paying my fees, he looked away because every time I refused, someone died. First, our father, then Uncle James, then my fiancé. He made me believe I was protecting you. I wanted to believe me, but I couldn't. Not anymore. That night, the pastor called him repeatedly. He ignored every call. Then the message arrived. Bring your brother before midnight, or your mother dies next. Emeka looked at me, and then something changed inside him. The fear disappeared. For the first time, he looked angry, very angry. He stood up. I'm done being your servant. He drove straight to the church. I followed from a distance. The auditorium was empty. Only candles burned around the altar. The pastor stood there wearing the spotless white robe. He smiled. I knew you'd come. Emeka walked slowly toward him, then stopped. The pastor stretched out his hand. Where is your brother? Emeka looked him straight in the eyes. Then he laughed. It wasn't the laugh of a frightened man. It was the laugh of someone who had nothing left to lose. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small device recorder. I've recorded everything. The pastor's smile vanished. Emeka took one step closer. His voice echoed through the empty church. Your fake prophecies, your secret rituals, the names of every missing person, the money you collected, every confession you forced from fighting families. Everything is here. The pastor's face turned pale. Emeka continued. He told us God demanded sacrifices, but it was never God, it was you. You used the church to hide your crimes. You made desperate families believe they were cursed so you could control them. You destroyed lives and called it faith. Outside church, members were gathering. Unknown to the pastor, Emeka had sent a message to every church elder an hour earlier, asking them to come immediately because the truth would finally be revealed. The church doors opened, people began walking in. The pastor looked around in panic. Emeka raised the recorder above his head. Tonight, everyone we hear who you really are. The pastor screamed, "Don't play it." Emeka smiled through his tears. Then he pressed the play button. The first voice that echoed through the silent church was the pastor's own. As long as they fear me, they will never discover the truth. If you enjoy stories like this, please like, comment, and share for more stories.